Today we have a very special guest in our show. He's known for one of America's greatest novels. Please welcome Huck Finn into our show.
Thanks for having me here. I came all the way from the Mississippi River to come to the show. I am very happy I did not attend school today.
Talking about school, what are your thoughts of it and what have you learned from it?
I believe that school is a waste of time. I really don't like it at all. I feel that it's useless. However, the only thing that I've learned from school that is somewhat interesting is reading.
I have heard that you have had a terrible childhood. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, basically, my father is a crazy old drunk man. What he did was that he basically locked me inside of a cabin every time he went out of the house, and every time he came back to the house, he was drunk. And as a result, he beat me in very harsh and painful ways. I remember those beatings very well and in very good detail, and I can tell you that they were very scary and, painful.
Now, Huck, can you tell us how you escaped your father's cabin?
Yeah, sure. Well, I basically just faked my own death. I grabbed the pig, killed it, and spread my blood all over the cabin, making it seem as if I had killed myself.
Now let's talk about our next guest on the show, Jim. Well, what are your thoughts of him?
Well, we met a few days after I faked my own death. Jim was one of Miss Watson's slaves that ran away when he overheard the news that he was going to be sold to a plantation. We were both escaping somebody, and we decided to sail up the Mississippi River in a raft to the Free States in order to start a fresh life. In the Free States, slavery was prohibited, so we basically sailed up the Mississippi River to the Free States in order to have a fresh start in our lives, like I said.
Okay, Huck, thanks for your time here. Any last words?
Well, thanks for having me here. No, I don't really have any last words.
Okay, guys, let's welcome our next guest. His name is Jim from Huckleberry Finn.
Hello, thanks for having me here.
Well, Jim, what are your thoughts on Huck Finn?
I consider Huck to be my best friend. After all, he's a person that helped me gain my freedom. I truly appreciate him and admire him for the decisions he made in order to help me live a happy and free life.
Can you tell us about one of the many adventures that you and Huck had?
Well, of course I can. One of the scariest experiences I had with Huck was that one day while we were sailing, a group of men that were in search for slaves that had escaped their owners stopped a raft. Huck told me to quickly hide inside the raft while he talked to the men. In his conversation with the men, he told them that inside the raft was his father, who had a serious case of smallpox. The men felt worried and gave Huck money for his father to recuperate. And as a result, I was not caught. And at this point in my life, I knew that I had a true friend that would do anything in order to help me gain my freedom.
We were informed that you were in fact recaptured in your way up the Mississippi River. However, you later escaped. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I was recaptured and sent to a farm. Fortunately, Huck and his friend Tom Sawyer came up with a plan in order to rescue me. The plan did not go as planned at all. What happened was that Huck and Tom freed me, and we were running from the farm in order to gain my freedom. Then, a few moments later, a man shot Tom in his leg, and I felt guilty and just decided to help Tom with his shot leg, and as a result, I gave up my freedom.
Whoa, that story shows how caring of a person you are.
Yeah, it really does. However, I do end up gaining my freedom due to a woman called Polly. If you ask me, it was a totally crazy ride in order to gain my freedom. However, it was totally worth it since I got to know people like Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer, who I now consider to be my best friends.
Well, Jim, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me here. Bye.
Okay, for this last segment, we will have Mark Twain, the author of Huckleberry Finn, talk about his views on slavery.
Well, first of all, I want to say that slavery was something that should never have happened around the world. It led to many horrible things. One of the many things that it caused was, as we all know, the Civil War between the Union and the Confederacy. The Civil War contained a lot of deaths, a lot of problems that should never have happened. And yeah, slavery was the cause of it. However, slavery inspired me to write Huckleberry Finn in many ways. It helped me come up with the characters Huck and Jim, Jim being the slave. And I believe that Huck and Finn really did a really good job in my book in order to express how slavery affected the Mississippi River Valley and area. Yeah, that's basically my main reason why I wrote this book. I wanted to show the world how the Mississippi River zone was affected by slavery.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.